Wait, did something happen that I don't know about? He's Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, I just think he's a weird guy.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that. I mean, he's Buzz Lightyear. You got to be a type of weird to voice Buzz
you know
Lightyear.
What? You're right. But we got one more set to voice between the two of us, at least right now. Stroder, like you said, going to be bringing the Mario, and this is a character that as of late has been really, really exuberant for him. But PsyKoD, we saw recently, I believe, was it at main stage or the tournament before that, had a really, I think it was at Big House?
Big House.
I think it was at Big House. PsyKoD got like 9th or something, right?
Yeah, very well. Mario still got a firm spot in this meta here, friends. Don't get it twisted. But, okay, I'm going to tell you what my personal character that I hate fighting the most is in this game, and it's Ike.
Really?
I can't wrap my head around this character. And I know, like, he's not the best character in the world, but what he's good at, damn it, he's really good at it.
Everybody's got their vice, and look, I mean,
mine is Ike.
Look, you got the one thing that you struggle against in a game with 83 characters. Somebody's going to be good at it, but right now, Stroder, real good at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch, and he shows that by just calling out that approach from PsyKoD.
That's right. Send Ike back to Fire Emblem. Right there's the up throw.
You have your own series, sir.
That's right. He said, I got seniority here, my friend. I've been here a couple more games than you. Nice. There's that standing F tilt. This is what, makes the Fire Emblem characters very dangerous. So I know they have some pretty linear approach options, but when those options connect, of course, damage is upon us. But what I really like from, Ike, Chrom and Roy is like, I run up to the ledge, you're hanging out, you roll in, turn around F tilt. Ike, Chrom, and Roy do that so damn well.
Ike has got big range and big power, so that means that basically anytime you want to approach, you have to be pretty confident that what you're doing is not going to put you in hot water, and great coverage right there by PsyKoD. You notice last time Stroder did that kind of recovery, jumped up, tossed that fireball, he just landed immediately near the ledge, so he wanted to make sure he had everything covered with that nair, and right now, getting this game right back to even, there's that forward tilt you were talking about, being a great anti-air as well.
100%. You also have to watch how you play when Ike's back is true. I believe back air is his fastest option at like frame 7 or something. And it's not active for a very long time, but when it connects in a big way. But no back air needed. Getting it done right there with Ether.
I love the high recovery, and then you just slip right off the platform for that reduced ending lag. But Stroder got PsyKoD back off stage, and you can punish that side B every day of the week with that up smash. So we're right back to dead even. And I mean, man, Pokemon Stadium 2, this is not a stage about people establishing their range. This is about getting big combos.
That's fact. That's about getting them hands dirty. Get up close and personal, bait that air dodge, go for that risky combo. And I feel like, PsyKoD is doing just that. A lot of fall away nairs here, though, for the most part. And this is smart. Of course, understanding the importance of not whiffing anything versus this damn plumber. Because the minute you reach, damn it, he's about to teach. There it is. It was coming.
Man, it was Stroder barely missing. Like, he drops the combo, but really, it's just the Bob Ross. It's a happy little reset every single time. But, oh my goodness, it's the same for PsyKoD. You get hit by that nair on the platform, and you go, wow.
Paint with a different brush right there. Clean stuff from PsyKoD, letting them know Ike is still a thing, all right? Yes, there's other Fire Emblem characters. There's other DLC characters, okay?
You know what that was, Rod? That was the beat the devil out of him.
That's right. Yep. I tell you what.
I tell you,
the devil's alive in that one.
A nasty little rascal right there.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, as much as I feel a type of way about Mario, when you see a good up smashery, you can't do nothing but tip your hat to that. It's just like, all right, partner. All right.
It's a good move, and it's on me that I tried to contest that. Yes. You're right. That move is yeah, you're right. I don't think that there is any move in the game more than that one that makes me go, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right, though.
You got that.
But we'll see. Stroder, after dropping that game 1, going to switch to the Roy. And look, he's the kind of guy who, in any given set, they're going to switch their characters up, right? Because they have such a deep roster. I'd love to see Stroder switching it up to something else where, we saw Mario loves to kind of mix up where you feel like you're comfortable playing, but with Ike being able to outrange the Mario, now you go to the Roy, you get that combo out, and you get that Ike stock gone as well. You get right up close and personal, and you say, get out, good sir.
Yes, and this is what I was kind of worried about here for PsyKoD. Mario plays with his food a little bit because, Roy's...
Oh, my gosh.
Ike's a big character, and, let's just be real. Roy's a little stronger. Kind of trading some of that maneuverability for some sheer damage is getting the job done in a big way. Gets the double nair, double let's dance. It's a dance we all know too well, unfortunately.
And PsyKoD just trying to get something started out of the corner right here. Does finally get some solid damage on Stroder. And again, once PsyKoD gets that sword to start swinging on you, he's got a real good idea how to build up that damage. And he's looking for the big reads to get himself back into the game. There's that air dodge. Really, really important against Ike to mix up whether you're going to be jumping away or air dodging. And MK Leo taught us all that lesson.
100%. You know, and I've always had a very interesting take on this matchup. I remember, I think my first time commentating this was like Ryuga versus Goblin, like whatever the first Frostbite was for Ultimate. I just couldn't help but to think, whoever gets that first initial step in the neutral, because both are kind of looking for the same thing. Both have some pretty telegraphed approach options, but once one starts, you know, hey, Nair's connected, you're in trouble. Like once they get that proper step, it's over for the other side. And we've seen that most notably right here with Ike. Ike, of course, strong character, but Roy just has that ability to push you to the left and right sides of the stage where Ike is kind of keeping you in place with his combos. And I mean, as you can see right here, every time he got caught in the corner, even if it's sour, even if it's sweet, you know what I'm saying, you're going to meet the jaws of defeat right there.
Honestly, I think it's impressive that PsyKoD managed to make that game last longer than a minute, because Stroder took the first 2 in 28 seconds.
Got a speed
27,
ran.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Like that's quick.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to see Stroder sticking with the Roy for the game 3. And why wouldn't you? After they did so well in the game 2, even when you change up the stage, like you were talking about, Rod, it comes down to, in this matchup, right, knowing where your opponent is going to be, right? As a Roy, you got to know, well, is he going to jump and go for this neutral area? Is he going to try to cover some space? And you try to stop him before he gets that hit out. And as Ike, you're trying to stop the Roy before he gets to where he's going.
That's 100% come on in. I think he's kind of playing into that mindset here a little bit more in this game. Very smart of him to not go for quick draw to the ledge. I feel like a lot of the damage that he took in that last game came because he kept electing to go to the ledge. Then that hitbox is just active enough for either down tilt or down tilt to connect right there on Roy. So clean gameplay right here, some solid adjustments. Still in a bit of a deficit here, but this is still Ike, this is still Roy. I mean, one solid placed anything at this point can kind of seal a fate.
And there you see, though, that PsyKoD does know that, you know, the movement needs to be mixed up with that side B, right? If you go to the ledge every single time, you're just giving up those, you know, free ledge traps. But you go above too many times. We've already seen Stroder just take this Roy, and they cover that platform, but parrying that final hit says good night.
Good Lord, yeah. I mean, that was that double parry too?
I think so.
I know sometimes, like, if the parry's too close, sometimes they kind of come out as automatic, but I felt like he went for that one.
You had to choose that one for sure.
Yeah. One step ahead right here, the competition, though. Ike got you in the corner. That's still a tough spot to be in. There's that turnaround F-tilt that I talked about before. It's so dangerous on Ike. Turnaround F-tilt or back air is going to get enough or be enough to get the job done. Oh, completely spaced on up tilt, too. Great anti-air option. Not the quickest option in the world, but it definitely sends a message for Roy. You're not going to be able to jump for free.
Oh, you've activated the forward smash for free, giving him all that end lag.
Right in the back, too. E2, Brute? Right in the back.
It's not even March yet.
That's right.
So we're still in January.
Right. Beware the eyes of January.
Beware the eyes of Stroder, apparently. My God, the damage that they have put out has just been, I mean, yeah, we expect that of Roy, but it has been extra special. That time a little bit misplaced, and it went for the double parry again. It's not as reliable as you think.
Yeah. Double ledge dance. And see, this is just such a tough spot because, again,
you are gone.
This is stinky business.
Goodbye.
That boy ain't right, I tell you what.
I tell you what, yeah, Stroder, notice that third time you can just jump right out and swing that forward air, Rod. It is 2-1 Stroder after the switch to the Roy.
And this is what happens when two characters that are kind of comprised of the same ingredients meet. I mean, we've seen it earlier, I mean, quite literally with Gamer and Chunky Kong, where it's like, okay, I know what you can do. And I guess in this case here, both characters aren't the same. But when it comes like how they approach each other, how they deal with each other at the ledge, they're kind of cut from some similar ingredients. And it just feels like, you know, PsyKoD is just not quite bringing that level of ambiguity, that level of, like, innovativeness, you know, that maybe Ike doesn't quite have as much as Roy due to him being a little slower, but he's just not quite bringing it. And because of that, I feel like Stroder's just kind of calling these options out and rinse and repeating him at the ledge every time.
Yeah, Ike's a bit more of like a one-dimensional character, right? And it's on you as the player to be very three-dimensional to kind of make up for that, right? Whereas Stroder can rely on, you know, the movement from Roy especially and the safety of those moves to really allow Roy to do some of that work for him. And that's what you got to do as a player, right? Like, they are definitely playing the matchup correctly as you would, but I love what you said, being comprised of the same ingredients, because, yeah, they do kind of approach neutral in a very similar way.
Yeah, it's just like I just need like short hop aerial into something, you know, especially Ike. I mean, I'm not to say that Ike doesn't have options without it. I mean, I think in a grounded sense, too. You know, if he reads it properly, he can go for, like, down throw. His aerials out of shield, naming that back air is pretty good. His ledge trapping is pretty good as well. But, you know, I think his calling card is Nair or forward air. And, you know, without that, he's going to struggle versus Roy. Roy's just a little bit too fast. He can bob and weave in between Ike's swings. Uh-oh.
Not quite able to get the confirm off of the jab. No momentum to build up quickly, and PsyKoD had good DI, so no Jairs available, but no big combos available for either of these two yet. Man, that double-edged dance, even from center stage, is enough to just blast that Ike stock to oblivion, but so too that dash attack, and Roy is feeling hurt.
That's right. Team Roy's blasting off again right there. Didn't think double-edged dance was going to be enough to connect, too, because, you know, the Fire Emblem characters, when they get parried, a lot of them are kind of safe. But was still able to get in, even as forward air was falling away, and double-edged dance, and get the KO. Great situational awareness right there from Stroder. PsyKoD, though, looking a little bit better in this game. Oh, my God.
I think that Stroder recognized that maybe the jab to the back air wouldn't connect right there. Even if you went for that attack cancel, you might not get the height that you need. So just going for the forward air is really smart to guarantee the damage. But speaking of guaranteed damage right now, PsyKoD building up a ton on Stroder, stuck in the ledge. But again, we see that key part of playing this matchup, right? When you play against Ike, you want to get ahead of him and stop him from throwing out those moves in the first place.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to contest that range, but you can contest the speed.
That's right. Kind of make him call his own bluff. Swinging haphazardly here. And this is good here for PsyKoD. I mean, kind of counting the swings a little bit better. I feel like in some of those earlier games, he was just kind of swinging, you know, for the fence because, you know, you kind of have that luxury when you're Ike, but you don't got that when you're going up against a Roy of this caliber. The minute you swing it properly, double-edged dance will catch you. Oh, there's that F2.
You were talking about that's such a good ledge trapping tool, and again, being kind of an anti-air tool as well, catching landings is something it's well suited to. This game 4 has gone to last stock. PsyKoD not out of it yet. Really just been an aggressive, kind of a hard-headed fighter, right? Does not want to give up any of these games for free, and look at this, even taking the percentage lead in his Ike. You know that can go a long way.
It most certainly can. They don't take too much of nothing to start milking this. There's the Nair. Can't get the second one right there, even with the platform. Rolls in that time. Dangerous waters. Split-second decision-making. Nice. Smart to tech and plays. Double-edged dance.
But not enough to confirm into the final hit. It's going to be the counter, but perfect spacing on the recovery from PsyKoD. Still barely hanging on and could yet be his game to win.
Okay. Nothing off the F2. He's going to play this one safe, not worrying about the looming threat that is double-edged dance. I'm going to erupt. I'm going to erupt. Remember who took your spot in Brawl, boy? I took it. Know your place.
I have the burning sword.
That's right.
Don't get it wrong.
You might be somebody's boy, but I fight for my friends, I tell you what.
And you are not one of them.
That's right. Tell him, come on.
Put the sword right through the stage. He's a big, strong man, and he could put somebody in the hospital.
That's a lot of man.
That is a lot of man. Game 5, Rod, again, one more time. It's our last set before the crew battle where we're wrapping up the pools right here. And the question is, will Stroder switch up the character for the Game 5? It looks like that may be the case because we're looking at Stroder hovering over Greninja right now.
And I could be about that Greninja life. The issue is that you've let the other side know that with their Ike, they don't have to play slow anymore. They can get right up in your face. You would think on paper, if Greninja enticing a fight with Ike, why the hell not? I'm much quicker than you. Please swing him properly. However, there's been a level of accuracy, I feel like, with PsyKoD's Ike where you don't want to start trading early on and set that sort of tone for the match. Greninja's strong character, good character, not strong in the strength category.
The two things that are going to define this set, because Greninja does not have sort of the versatility that Roy does, it's going to be defined by how well you can edge guard the Ike, and again, how quickly you can get up and deny him from throwing out those big area denial moves like the Nair and the Fair, if you can use Greninja's speed to your advantage. And right now, I mean, Stroder's done a pretty good job of that, but that was off of just a couple of combos, and PsyKoD already starting that up as well, keeping really solid control of center stage and not letting Stroder run this one right off the bat.
No doubt about that. I feel like, you know, Stroder in this Greninja especially, I mean, he's one of the best Greninja, if not probably the best Greninja in the business, and I think one thing he's really good at is making the opponent feel overwhelmed. And again, I know Ike has some really great options, but up close and personal, not quite quick options. And I think, again, back air being his fastest option out of shield, that's only a thing if his back is to you. Greninja kind of has your card up close and personal, so how are you going to outspace him? Oh my God.
On 173%, this is just lather, rinse, repeat at the ledge, but dash attack immediately off of the unlike of that side B. Gonna let PsyKoD start up a ledge trap of his own, and Stroder got to be real scared because Ike with this much rage, even the forward air might be enough, but it's a forward air from Stroder that's going to do it. Not even tying up the game, actually taking the lead. Now it will indeed be tied up with that dash attack.
There it is. I mean, not allowing the other side to have an edge because they understand the importance of, you know, two characters like this kind of comprise of, again, not similar ingredients, but they have a similar approach. They need that one hit to turn it to the next hit. You know, you're not going to see a lot of stray, heavy hitting attacks. And, you know, when you just allow one side to start cooking like that, it just seems like it never stops. Okay, shields the Nair approach. Down, oh, God, dash attack, still one of the best dash attacks in the game. Greninja is such a blessed character in some ways.
I love the way that Stroder uses that dash attack too, because they really kind of use the maximum range of it, right? They don't ever just kind of go, oh, I'm just going to run in and try to hit the dash attack. They will hit the tip of it and turn it into damage nonetheless. And
no doubt, no doubt.
Loving what they're doing with it, but still, just 89% on the Ike. That's a heavy boy, and he can hit back much harder than you can.
No doubt about that. Yeah, you don't want to get into an arms exchange right here with Ike. He's going to beat you every time. But of course, where Greninja lacks in the strength department, they do have the ability to get in between those swings and also play to Ike's weaknesses a little bit better than I think Ike can play to Greninja's weaknesses. Because you run off stage versus Greninja, I mean, unless it's forward air, you're not really killing Greninja out there. You know, Nair is just going to kind of hold Greninja in place where Greninja can kind of run out on Ike, you know, use, you know, Hydro Pump to kind of, you know, reposition him. You know, has Shuriken, has a lot of tools versus him out there.
We see Stroder trying to take advantage of that, and there is the full connection on the water shuriken. Last stock apiece for Stroder and for PsyKoD. One of these two is going to go on to tomorrow in the winner's side, and one of them going to be a little bit disappointed tonight. And right now, PsyKoD trying to fight for that extra bracket assurance.
There it is. Going to go for the throw right there, forward air. There's the Nair, up air. Is that going to be enough? That is going to do it. While Greninja has fainted, PsyKoD is going to move on to the next portion of bracket on the winner's side. Wow, great stuff right there.
That was a really big risk by Stroder, switching up the character in Game 5 and taking it to a different stage. And I love the idea from them, right, that they had an idea that they wanted to execute. Maybe they saw a particular weakness in PsyKoD, but you got to give it up to PsyKoD. We talked about, right, that Ike, not the most deep character, right? I don't want to say he's one-dimensional,
but simple man.
He's pretty straightforward, right? Yeah, he's a Leonard Skinner, right? He's a simple man. But most importantly, right, you have to be a very adaptable player to make him work to the success that PsyKoD has had, and being able to get back on your feet for Stroder to just say, hey, I'm going to throw something completely different at you for Game 5, and then to just take it in stride like that. Beautiful stuff from PsyKoD.
I mean, I feel like, you know, he just kind of brought the best out of Stroder. I mean, he literally gave him Mario, then, you know, we've seen a little Roy, we've seen a little Greninja, and even as strong as all those characters are, I felt like, you know, PsyKoD has always had the psychological advantage, too. What you got for me here?
What do we got? Are we talking about what's coming up next?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, we got the crew battle. It's about to turn up. I think put $1,000 on the line. It's time, y'all.
With all the people entered in there, yeah, that is going to do it for the singles bracket, at least today. That will resume tomorrow pretty early with top 128. But that does not mean that it's time to tune out, because arguably this might be one of the main events of the entire tournament, and certainly of Saturday today. It's, what is it,